Hello, Possums, Dreymasmith here, dreaming in a Minecraft world. Today we're dreaming in extreme hills because I want to build an ice farm. Now there are different places you can build an ice farm. Any cold biome, cold taiga, out on the ice plains, ice spike plains, whatever, and also in extreme hills above Y94. Now if I put on F3, you can see that I am currently standing on Y95, which means I'm above the snow line, which means the water here will freeze. So I'm going to build an incredibly simple ice farm. Now first thing, basically it's going to be a wooden tray with water in it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put an edging of oak stairs all the way round, simply because I have got so many oak stairs I don't know what to do with them. And this is just to contain the water. The actual platform where we're putting the water I'll build here. So I'll just pop this all the way around and I'll get back to you when I've done that. Alright, that's all done. Now this ice farm is so simple. It uses absolutely no redstone at all. I got it from Zumavoid, who got it from a guy called Fuyu, I think. I'll put the link down in the description anyway. But he suggests using wood so that when you're harvesting the ice with your Silk Touch pickaxe, you don't accidentally take away part of the farm. So what I'm going to do now is form the tray. And I'm just going to do it by lining the whole thing with wood. And whoops, you could line the whole thing with all the one colour. I'm going to put a pattern in because why not? There we go. I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, you could try out your own patterns. Checkerboard, all sorts of things. A maze maybe. I don't know, whatever takes your fancy. I'm quite happy with that. It's going to be largely covered by water anyway. Now the next thing we need to do is put a row of slabs diagonally across it. I'll show you why in a minute. Now I'm doing them in dark oak simply because I have so much dark oak. So the first thing I want to do is, that's the level the water's going to be at. That's a level so I can walk. And that's where the slab goes. And let's get rid of that with the shovel. Okay, now I want a diagonal row right the way across. So I'm building it in a zigzag, and then I'll get rid of the second ones in a minute. Alright, so I mean, whichever way works for you to build a zigzag, do it. This just works for me. Oh, looks like I'm one short somehow. That's quite annoying. Yep, one short. Which of course means I need to make 6. Oh well, I'll use them somewhere at some point. Oh, I'm not one short. I had one. Oh well. Never hurts to have spares, does it? I should have checked that before I made any. Okay, so now we have a diagonal line across our farm. That is because any water open to the sky up at this level in extreme hills will freeze. But by putting this layer across, it will stay liquid. Anyway, I've left my bucket at home. So I'm going back for my bucket. I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, I got my buckets. I also set up an infinite water source. I am now going to drop water sources in a diagonal line right the way along under these slabs. And it will all fill up with infinite water sources, and then we can watch it start to freeze. So we'll get started. And now that we've got some water in, I'm getting shadows and I can actually see where I need to put the water sources in. There we go. And the sun's starting to set. Don't set. I always seem to time this badly, don't I? The great thing about this farm is you can make it as big or as small as you like, because those water sources will just become infinite as they meet, because it's on a diagonal line. And I should actually tell you why I'm doing this. I want to really get underway with... I've missed one in there somewhere. That one. I want to really get underway with building on my ocean monument. And to do that, I need ice, because I've got plans. Now, the other thing I did, as well as put in the infinite water source, which I've now removed because this is all infinite water sources, is I put a little fence post and an extra slab so that this middle bit doesn't look like it's floating anymore. Now, in order to freeze, each of these water has to be either a source block or next to a solid block. And because we've put it in diagonally, everything becomes a source block and the whole thing's fine. I'll just pop those buckets back. Just check there's nothing to cause us problems. There we go. Okay, now, I could just leave this like this with the little bed and, you know, just try and go to sleep at the right time and wait for this to freeze and then harvest it, because that's all you do. You wait for it all to freeze, the ones in the middle won't, you harvest it, and then the ones in the middle unfold again, and you end up with source blocks all the way through and the process starts again. But I don't want to just sit here and wait for that to freeze and hope I get to bed each time in time. I'm going to make myself a little house. And that little house will just be a little base, and I can sit there and be in comfort at night. I was going to build it here, but I just realised it's going to be way too close to the farm. Because you can't be... Because I can't have lights in front of it or it'll melt the ice. Okay. I'm going to build this up a bit, and I'm going to build my house here, because I want to be able to look down and see if the farm's finished or not. That's a platform built up. I want to build the house about there, and it'll go back into the mountain. And as you can see, the ice farm is freezing up quite nicely. It won't be long and we'll be able to harvest it. So we'll come up here and we'll start getting building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just make it little to start with. You can go that way. And we'll head you out there. Let's have a look. It's a start. So let's get moving with it. Now, here's another question. Why am I building in extreme hills? Why aren't I making my ice farm in my ice spikes biome or on the snow plains next to it or something? The answer to that is very simple, and the answer to that is proximity. Because if I built it in the ice spikes biome or in the snow over that way, I'd have had to go into the nether and along on my train and then through another nether portal out the other end, so that's 2 load screens and a long train journey, just to get ice and bring it back and get ice and bring it back. If I went and stood on that hill there, I can actually see my base from there. I can get to my base and back in less than half a day. So that's why I'm building here. Right, floor of birch slabs as usual. And we'll fix up this bit in a minute. Now I'm literally just making this up as I go. So, see, we can't have it looking like that. I'll have to think about it. I'll work something out, I really will. Now I think if we put cobble, do we put cobble around this? Or wood and then having it propped up by wood? Again, I'll have to think about it. Now we want to go back into the mountain a little bit. Alright, I've dug it out a bit. I'll work it out a bit more when we put the roof in. But let's get some of these walls in for the moment. Well, that's a pretty good view, isn't it? Which I just blocked up. Why did I just block that up? I'm going to break my rule. I'm going to have windows in corners. But first off, bed. Do you know, I think that's actually too big at the front. We're going to pull that back in the morning. Yeah, that's too imposing. It's supposed to be a little ice farmer's cottage. And it's a little too big for that. Yeah. Okay, let's bring it back by one. I think that is better. And I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to actually put a little window in the corner. Alright, let's go back and have another look. There's lots of toing and froing this time, isn't there? That's better. I think part of the problem is because it's up on the hill, it makes it look bigger than it actually is. Yep, it'll do. I am also putting in the walls inside in wood because it's just that little bit nicer. Just to have things lined in wood instead of being cold hard stone. Yeah, I want this to be cozy. And it's not going to be cozy if it's made of stone. Back one more, I think. Alright, next thing is to line the walls with wood. And then we can put some torches on. Because I do not want things spawning in here if I pop outside. That would not be good. And we'll pop some outside. Nice. Might pop a door on too. There, I think. Yeah. Well, it's not too bad as houses go. Certainly stayed in worse. The dirt shack for starters. So, I'm going to do... I mean, let's face it, this is going to be a very typical Minecraft house, and I do not apologise for that. They're perfectly fine. So I'm going to start with cobble to outline the roof with, and I need to get up there, and the best way to get up there is probably from in here. So that's a right way upstairs, that's an upside down stair. Get it right, that's better. Now, oh, this is going to be hard. Is that right way up? That's right way up, yay, we did it. And that's right way up, and that's upside down. So I'm going to do that until they meet in the middle. No. Stairs, yes. Upside down, upside down. Oh, cool. I need to put right way up and right way up. That's better. Alright, next layer. Once I get one layer on, the rest of it's a doddle. As long as I don't fall off. Oh yeah, it looks like a little sort of chalet. That's alright. Pop that there for the moment and we will make a furnace, which we will put there. I've got cobble wall, which we will run up there. I'm eventually going to run it through the roof. I'm just not quite sure yet whether I need a wall there or a stone there. Okay, what we'll do at the moment is we'll put stone there because we know we're putting stone there. I'm just going to start with run some birch there just to tidy it up a bit and stop it leaking when it rains. That definitely answers the question. That is cobblestone, not cobble wall. I'm just coming back with some ladders because I had to go and get them. Oh, that cow frightened me because I forgot. And that little house actually looks quite welcoming in the dark. I think I'm happy with it. Still got to put a chimney on the outside, but other than that... Oh, and some steps coming up to the front. So we'll put the ladder in. And that brings us up to our little sleeping area. We'll just sleep. And then I'll give you a tour of the finished house. So, as I said, little sleeping area. I might run a fence there, I don't know. Think about it. Always thinking about it, aren't I? Alright, so come in, you've got a little stove and a crafting table. Got a view out to check how the farm's going, and it's going okay. Because I've been coming and going, it hasn't been freezing as fast as I want, but it'll get there. Once I just sit up here, it'll be fine. I'm about to make some chests to put here to store things, and then we've got a little seating area, and this house ended up being a lot bigger than I had anticipated. I went up a bit more than I had thought I would, but because I could have just had a low ceiling and had the bed there, but I quite like it, and I'll work out what to do to fill this space. Probably chests, maybe a little cupboard or something. I'll work it out. That's the ice farm. That's the cottage where I can stay while it freezes. My work here is done. Yeah, that's not too bad. Working on this, I have decided that I really need to fix my guardian farm, because I kept heading off to fix my tools and I would have to wait and wait for the guardians to come back. So we're going to kick that into overdrive next time. In the meantime, I'll be waiting for this to freeze over fully and harvesting the ice. If you've liked this, please hit the like, it does help the channel. Subscribe and remember to hit the notification bell. And I will see you at the Guardian Farm next time. Bye!